the Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, I got my co-host, Zack Partridge, in the house. What's up, Zack?
What up, dog?
Man, super excited today. We have a fighter spotlight welcoming Mr. Kyle Griffitts to the podcast. If you don't know, Kyle Griffith, former BYU tight end, who will be making his MMA debut June 25th on the Fierce Fighting Championship number 20 card at the Maverick Center. Kyle, what's up, man? We're super excited to have you on the podcast.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to be here. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. So, Kyle, how long have you been training?
On and off since January.
Okay. So here's the deal. I just told you before we started, I was going to add a story. So I asked, your coach, your coaches, Agima, trains at Agima. Coaches go, hey, I got this guy. He wants to make his debut at 205. I said, cool. What's his name? Kyle Griffitts. I'm like, okay, that rings a bell. And I'm like, because like I know Andrew, like he played at BYU too, and I'm like, okay, I get it. And then she goes, yeah, he's not that much. He's very raw. He's only been training like 6 months or so. Who cares? He's a D1 football player. He's an athlete. See, that's the thing when you have to deal with these matchmakers and stuff. It's like, sometimes they kind of, oh yeah, he's really raw. It's like he played D1 football. Like he's an athlete. Like and I'm a BYU football fan. I know who you are. I've been in the stadium. I've been in LaVelle Edwards Stadium while you were on the field, dude. So.
Yeah. It's definitely not a martial art, but it's definitely something, right? It's I don't think it counts as a martial art, but it definitely has its perks for helping for fighting. I guess I'd say.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I played football through high school, and then I didn't do much, and I got into MMA, and I mean, a lot of it's the mentality. I think with football, right? It's the push, right? I think wrestling is the big one, but football's not too far off.
Yeah, well, especially like my positions, I was always my whole life I was a fullback or a middle linebacker, right?
Oh, yes.
Probably the two positions that hit the most, that are most intense like that. Yeah, most physical. So I came here actually to BYU as a middle linebacker, got here under Bronco, got here and Kalani was here and he moved me to fullback. So I was always a fullback, tight end, H-back type. But yeah, I pretty much always just hit. That's all I've really done in my career for football. So I do think hitting has some correlation to fighting. So
for sure,
that definitely makes sense.
My question to you is, so why MMA? What got you into MMA?
So the honest truth, Elisa Tuiaki, so he's the defensive coordinator here at BYU, and he actually had a career in fighting. I believe he was 5-1 in his MMA career. And honestly, I was getting tired of. I'd lifted weights heavy. We squatted 3 to 4 times a week for about 5 years of my life. I was done with squatting. I was done with needed a break from the weight room, wanted to try something different. And Andrew and I were actually really good friends when he was here at BYU. We were teammates. And I'd seen that he was doing some fighting, and Elisa Tuiaki told me, he's like, look, man, he's like, you would love fighting. He's like, it's right up your alley. He's like, if you want to go lose some weight, because I was about 280 when I was done playing. And I was a big boy. And about 280 when I was done playing. He's like, you want to lose weight? You want to change up your workout routine? You want to switch it up? He's like, you need to go fight. So then I hit up Andrew because I knew he was doing it, and he was all about it, man. And from the minute I got there, he was really good to me. He really encouraging, and really made me feel at home, as well as everyone else at Agima. It's the best gym ever. And then Tuiaki, just to mess around this last fall season, before every single practice, we would roll for about 10 minutes while the players were stretching. We would just roll out there and he would teach me stuff. And
nice.
No idea what I was doing. I was just letting him basically tap me out in different ways. But just to get down there and feel, I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. And then got into it. I'm like, hey, I love this, man. Maybe I want to do more than just lose weight. I want to actually do this. So I'm trying it out.
So here that leads to my next question. Is this like we'll just try it out? Or are you thinking like, man, maybe I could do this? Because I looked into the coaching thing, right? You're coaching at BYU. Yeah. I've looked at I for the longest time, I wanted to be a football coach. I coached high school, and I was like, yeah, maybe I can get on at a college somewhere and kind of do that. That's a hard life to, it's a hard career path. MMA is not much easier, but it's fun. I think it's funner.
Oh, it's definitely fun. And I'm definitely getting a better workout, but that's the thing is this, I definitely don't want this to be a one and done thing. I love this. I'm happy every day I go there. When I train, I love my gym. I love the people that I'm with. And I want to keep doing this. The issue is football season is 100-hour weeks, 120-hour weeks. Sometimes it's a grind. Like football season is nuts. Yeah. So during the summer, I'm a lot more off, and during the winter, I have more time that I can do some of this stuff. But during then, it's rough. But luckily, we still have a time every day to work out, and so I can kind of keep myself in somewhat shape and do what I can. But hopefully, after I take this fight, I'll have the season to like kind of rest up a little bit, and as well get my workouts in. But then come January, go hard again, and then try and take another couple fights before the season starts. I guess that's my seasons, man. I got football season. Yeah,
dude, it's perfect. You do the football season. Get back into the gym for a month. We'll have you on maybe the February card.
Yeah, no, that's
February, March, something like that. And then
I got to stay off weight, man. I can't be gaining weight during season because you start traveling and you're here late and you're just eating burritos at 2 a.m. while you're working.
Is that what hoping to Coach Shiitake? Rancheritos?
No, Coach Shiitake. That dude's just a power lifter, man. That dude's lifting so much weight. He's got to stay big.
So what are you doing? What did you do to get the weight off?
Mixture of things. I mean, 280 wasn't my best 280. You know, I was my best playing weight was around 255. That's when I felt 250, 255. That's when I felt the best playing. But towards the end there, I just kind of started losing it. And that was when I was done playing, which was 2 years ago. So I was like, okay, I got 2 years. Everyone says after you're done playing, you got 2 years to lose the weight. Otherwise you'll never lose it. So the first year I was just like, okay, I'll just lose half of it, 30, 40 pounds. And I actually trained for some Spartan races.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I hated that. Oh, I hated it. It was miserable. But I did a Spartan race here in Utah, and that was my big thing for that. So I was training for that and lost some weight. More than anything, portion control, man. Instead of having 3 J-Dogs hot dogs out here, I have 1. Instead of having 2 Rancheritos burritos, I have 1. Like, you just
there you go.
Portion control more than anything, and then just cardio. I mean, fighting is the best cardio you could possibly do for your body. And I've done everything, man. I've done everything when it comes to cardio. And there's nothing that has been harder than wrestling and fighting with another man.
It's a different animal.
Oh, night and day difference. There's nothing like it.
So did you play with Troy Hines at all?
Yeah. When I was a freshman, Troy got injured that year, and he was injured, but we were both in the same room my freshman year.
So I coached Troy in Little League, and then I coached his littlest brother in high school. And then I'm training partners and really good friends with his brother Tanner.
Oh yeah, one of them. Which one's the fighter?
Tanner.
That's right.
Yeah. So we would give them a hard time, but like Tanner, Troy, their whole family, right? They're all gifted and athletes and that, and Tanner, he'll stand and bang for hours, but as soon as you get him on the ground, I always tease him, I'm like that grappling cardio is different, man.
Tonight.
It's a whole nother level, man. I'm lucky at Agima. We got a lot of wrestlers and stuff just to give me cardio, you know, like we got a lot of people there. So at all times, there's cardio. You ever want cardio? I just go to the gym, and I know it's going to be a rough day, but
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Agima is like Zack and I have talked about it on the podcast. I mean, we have a lot of great gyms here. Agima's obviously right up there as one of the top gyms in the state, and it's in Provo, Utah. Like most people wouldn't think that you're going to have an MMA gym in Provo, Utah, let alone one of the top gyms in the state.
In the mall.
In the mall.
Yeah, in the mall. Even better, in the mall.
Oh, I whenever I first showed up, and like Andrew showed me, we went through this back door into the mall.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this, man? And then all of a sudden we showed up. They're actually expanding because we've got so many people going now, and there's so many. It's just the best gym ever, man. Like, I mean, I'm biased. I've only been to one gym. But between Dane and Court and Art and the rest of the instructors, they're good people that care about you. And whatever you need to do, you do. You don't have, if you're hurting or you don't want to kill yourself, you don't kill yourself. You go easy. Like if you want to push yourself, you push yourself. You know, it's just very inviting place to be. And for me personally, I felt extremely comfortable right after. I'm like, I'm about to go fight dudes. I'm like, all right, my anger issues. Is it going to be them, me? Like what's going to happen? But no, it's a very respectful gym and everyone's good. So you would never think in Provo, Utah, you'd have that kind of class and that kind of good, that kind of gym. But it's been an unreal experience for me.
So here's what we need from the gym. We need you guys to go to the city and tell them to allow MMA fights in Provo, because that's the only place that you cannot have MMA
They're
fights.
both
At.
still, dude.
Hey.
I'm Mountain View High School for life. They were
Hey.
awesome.
My uncle was just the football coach at there, Tyler Anderson at Mountain View.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Oh, awesome. Were you at the fights?
I had my brother's bachelor party, so I wasn't able. I wanted to go so bad, and then Court obviously coaches there. But the mayor of Provo is my best friend's mom, Mayor Kafusi. So it's Devin and Kafusi and Corbin Kafusi are two of my best friends, and
you need to talk to her.
I go there for Sunday dinner. Next Sunday dinner, I'm putting it in the conversation.
We will put on an MMA show in Provo, Utah, if they can do that. Mountain View High School was awesome though to us in Orem. Like they were awesome to us.
Oh yeah, it looked like a great event. Everyone that was there loved it. Talking to all the Agima guys, but we'll see if we can get Mayor Kafusi to this fight, and she could see it and be like, "Hey, this is actually pretty awesome."
That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about.
That'll be my job. I'll work on that.
Okay.
So many people, first timers at that fight, come up to us and say, "We did not realize this was this much fun." Like the doctor that we had there was telling us he's just going to be some barbaric two guys just in there. He said, "I cannot believe how respectful these guys are towards each other." Oh. And I think once people see that and realize that it's not just a barroom brawl type of thing, then they're open to it a little bit more.
Oh, when I'm the biggest advocate for fighting now. What's up, Blake?
What's up, Blake?
Blake will be on the mic commentary for your fight.
That's a good dude. But I thought the same thing, and Jan Jorgensen, he was my coach here at BYU and he was here for a bit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We went to his fight, and Janimal, that dude's an absolute beast. But yeah, and I brought a bunch of my buddies. I'm like, hey, it's gonna be a fun fight. I took them. I wasn't even at the Mountain View fight. They didn't know anybody on the card. All my buddies went to Mountain View to watch the fight. They're like, dude, that was an unreal experience. They were all like, I'm pretty sure they bought a table for this fight coming up because they're just like, dude, this is an unreal experience. Like, we've got to go, And they were all like, we did not think it was gonna be anything like what it was. Everyone thought it was gonna be just a bunch of grown men and all that. And when I explain and when I tell the football players, I'm trying to get them all in.
Yes.
Max Tooley, I tell them every day, dude, when you're done playing, go fight. You are gonna be a freak. I tell them all the time, like, this is the most unreal sport.
BYU football team's gonna become the factory for MMA in Utah.
Oh, I'm telling them all, Agima. I'm trying to get my D line doing jiu-jitsu. I'm trying to get our defensive backs doing wrestling for tackling. Like,
nice.
I'm trying so hard because I'm like, this will change your life, man. So
it really does.
Yeah.
Well, here's the reality of it. Is everybody has their perception of what MMA is, and like you said, MMA is becoming mainstream enough now. Like, so you play football, you play high school, you D1 aspirations of going to the NFL or whatever. You operate your life like a pro athlete, right? If you want to be a pro athlete, you have to operate in high school and college like you're a pro athlete. MMA is no different. That's the part that people don't realize.
Yeah.
Like it's not barroom brawls. It's not just tough guys at the bar getting drunk and getting there swinging. They're not guys in the back doing lines of cocaine before they walk out to beat each other to death. These are trained professional athletes now, or aspiring to be pro athletes, and they conduct themselves as such, not just like in their training and stuff, but before and after the fight. It's 95% of the time it's super respectful before and after.
Yep.
Oh, agreed. I mean, a bunch of my friends were like, but Conor McGregor and all this talking about that, and I'm like, look, that's just to sell tickets and all that. But I promise you look at the majority of fighting. It is, they might do stuff to sell tickets and all that, but it is all a show. That's all a show. And
Conor McGregor's a perfect example because you see the lead up to him, but after every fight, he's always been super respectful. After every fight,
he's almost every fight,
except for the last Dustin.
He's very respectful, and that's just what it is. For him, and that's one of the things that I'm excited for. Like, I have a lot of respect for people that have stepped in foot in that cage because I know how hard it is, and shoot, I'm nervous for it. Like, I've got a great opponent coming up, and I've never done this before, and it's going to be an awesome time, But to step foot in a ring with another man, and you two are trying to go at it and beat each other up, like that takes some stones, man. And I respect anybody that's willing to do that. And I respect myself for willing to do it, and I respect somebody else that's willing to fight me. So
absolutely.
At the end of the day, no matter what happens, win or lose, like I've got a lot of respect for the person I fight and the way we carry ourselves, and that we're willing to do it. So
not to add any extra pressure as the matchmaker, this is actually I think this might be the most fight that I'm looking forward to the most Because 2-0-0 guys, you don't exactly know what's going to happen, right? But so you guys are fighting at light heavyweight, so 205 pounds, okay? You're both big 205ers. So just so you know, when I started training MMA 5 years ago, I was 270 pounds. I now fight at 170 pounds. 205 is what I made my debut at. I was just a fat guy.
Yes.
That's usually what amateur 205ers are.
And that guy does not look fat, and I'm definitely fatter than him. But
but you know what I mean? Like you guys are legit, like your bot, like this is where I'm talking about like the levels and preparing like athletes and stuff. Like you guys are both legit 6'3", 6'4", gonna be weighing at 205, probably walking in the cage. I'm guessing about 215, 220. Like it's I'm so excited for your fight. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Aren't we the first fight too? Aren't we the
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, man.
We're kicking off the night.
Oh, I'm honestly thankful. Just get it out. I'm gonna have
it's the best. I'll tell you why it's the best, Kyle. Because you're gonna go in, you're gonna do your thing, and then you're gonna have all your friends and family there, and you're gonna say hi, what's up after the fight, and then you can go sit in the stands with them and watch the rest of the night, and it's awesome.
I don't have to worry about a thing, man. I'm like, win or lose, like, hey, I'm not getting punched in the face anymore. Like, I don't have to deal with any of that. Like, I did what I had to do, and win or lose, I was in there, and I think they just bought tickets for the entire football team, so it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
All my players are like, dude, let's go, coach. Like, and I'm like, dude, it's a lot of pressure, man. You guys kept me putting all this on me. I'll still kick your ass, but you guys kept me putting all that pressure on me, man.
Nah, you'll hear a lot of things. The most thing I just tell everybody, it's like everything. Your two jobs is make weight and show up. Like, and be prepared. When I say show up, be prepared, and everything. Everything after that, whatever's going to happen is going to happen in that cage.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be a great time, and
it's gonna be
make
fun.
a memory, man. I can say I did it. There's a lot of people that say that they've gotten in the ring and done that. I'm about to be a modern day gladiator, and that's one of my favorite movies. So I'll be able to vibe with it now. So it'll be cool.
So when you're visualizing this fight, how do you see the fight going?
It's hard to say, I've never been in a fight. He's never been in a fight. I don't know him. I don't know me. All I know is the kind of person I am is the kind of person that fights. I'm going to give it my all. I'll leave it all in the ring. I'll either go out huffing and puffing or however it might be. I just know I'm going to give it my all. That's the kind of person I am. And that's the kind of fighter I am. That's the kind of football player I am. That's what I do in life is you always get effort out of me, so
I love it.
That'll definitely be there. And for me, I'll be happy with myself and I'll be proud of myself if I go out there and give it my all. That's all I can ask for,
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Yeah. Kyle, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to give a shout out to before we let you get out of here?
Very thankful for my Agima. I could go on and on and on about Agima. I'm excited for my teammates that are fighting. Lehigh, I think Cole's fighting. Zack Partridge is fighting Nicole. My boy Andrew Mickelson to the day I die. I've had Tyler Call. He's one of our fighters. He's worked a ton with me and he's been really good to me.
Cool.
Everybody at my gym has just been awesome. And then shout out to my twin brother Hayden Griffitts for fighting me my whole life, for kind of making this all making me realize I kind of enjoy this. He was always a little smaller than me, so I definitely had that advantage on him. But there's one shout out I'd always give out is to my twin brother. So that's
cool.
All I got. And BYU football for letting me do this, man. They're good people there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
June 20. Go ahead, Zach. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and people, if anybody's listening, tune in right after this because in about 8 minutes we're gonna have Nicole Fuga on the podcast as well.
Hey, and she's a beast.
Oh,
everybody saw her last fight.
Her fight there was no loser in that fight.
There was no loser.
I mean, everybody won on her first fight. It was amazing.
So proud. That fight was fun to watch. Nicole is awesome. She's a hard worker. We sparred the other day. Me and Nicole were just kind of going out of the other day. And I'm like, okay, Nicole, I see you. She's throwing it in there, man.
I posted that she's coming on the podcast, and her opponent from the last fight is like messaged me and said, I am so excited to watch her fight. Like it was amazing. Great fight.
And I love that about fighting, man, because that's such a thing. Like there's respect and like they respect each other. I've heard her talk about her in our gym. Like she was awesome. She handled herself well. She's a great fighter. That's so cool, man.
The one thing you'll learn. So I'm looking, I have like all my fight posters from all 7 of my fights or whatever right here on my wall. And it's like, I would consider all but one a friend.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. That's cool. You guys are trying to
and the one, it's not that I like hate him or anything.
Yeah, you don't mess with him like that. That's cool.
But like all of them, I'm like, I have a healthy respect for it. I would say on some level of friendship with.
Yeah. And I can't wait for that, honestly. I'm going to introduce myself to this guy. I'm going to tell him I respect him and like, hey, I'm going to be doing this. You're going to be doing this. I can't wait to follow you. Like whoever it is, the coolest thing is the lack of pride in this sport. Like even tapping, you sometimes tap and you learned, like the amount of respect people have for each other though. And the amount of in such a violent sport. I'm so used to football where there's so much crap talking and honestly there's sportsmanship, but it's so much more just who's bigger, who's better. No, the Kalani Sitake way is at BYU is to knock him on his ass and then help him up and tell him you love him. Like that's his go-to motto. That's his saying is he's like, we're going to be, I'll say it, but he's like, he always says Jesus is the biggest. I mean, he doesn't say Jesus is the biggest badass, but he says Jesus is something like that he is just the perfect person that he could turn the other cheek when he needed to, and he could put people in their place, but still tell them they love them. And I think the same with this sport. Like, I'm going to go for it all. He's going to go for it all. If I win, I'm going to help him up and tell him I respect him. And if he wins, I expect the same. And if not, it's okay. I respect him. And I think that's the coolest thing about this sport. So
do you watch the UFC fights, Kyle?
Oh yeah. Tons.
Did you hear Imamov last weekend?
Yeah.
At the face-off? I respect you, but I'm gonna
smash you.
And that's that's the best mindset ever. Like, I respect you, and I do. Like, this is the sport, but this is a sport. We're fighting. Let's go for it all. And at the end, I'm gonna shake his hand, and win or lose, I'll go out of there with my head held high. People don't understand. All my friends will probably be like, if I lose or get knocked out, they're gonna be like, oh, dude, you're soft. All this. I'm like, say what you want. I would get in there. Your ass and your ass and your ass, and it's a sport, and I'm thankful for it, man. I'm very grateful right now. That's how I feel about this fight.
Awesome, man. Awesome, Kyle. Thank you again for joining us, everybody. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, fiercefightingchampionship.com. Click on Kyle's picture. Support your local fighters. June 25th at the Maverick Center. Can't wait to see everybody there. Kyle, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys there.
Right. And we are out.